Every day, almost every day since Candace Parker came out and said what she said, they prove her right. I mean, my goodness, I have never, ever thought we would get to this point. I feel like this is a new low. This is a new low, and we back to back with another stream. It's your boy, Mark K. Smith. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tap in because you already know what it's about. Now it's crazy. I can't believe that we've made it to the point where now fans cannot boo. We made it to the point where fans cannot boo and be frustrated and be upset. We made it to a point where I think this is a new low when we talk about the WNBA. I think this is a new low when we talk about basketball. Never did I think that we would get to the point where we have players talking about, well, the fans were just booing her the whole time and they shouldn't have booed her. Like, she's a legend to the game. It was so distasteful. They're fans. Like, what? And the thing about it is, and I like Kalia. She's one of my favorite hoopers. She's one of the smoothest three-level scorers in the WNBA. WNBA. I like her. I love her game a lot. But her coming out and saying that does nothing but prove Candace Parker's point on how soft the WNBA can be at times and how ridiculous it can be at times and how it just doesn't make any sense. Fans can't boo. Now we got to the point where you can't do nothing when it comes to the Indiana Fever. Indiana Fever fans can't boo. Indiana Fevers can't talk about Caitlin Clark. Indiana Fevers can't be upset that Caitlin Clark is out. Indiana fans can't voice their concerns about when their players are getting fouled by the refs and things of that nature. But everybody else can talk about Indiana fans and Indiana Fever. Like, it don't make no sense. And then it seems like the Indiana Fever really have like the biggest bullseye in the WNBA for it's like a target, whether it's for everybody. It's really the Indiana Fever fans, franchise, players, and gets the entire WNBA. Because when you hear stories about how Kalia really got to the press conference and said that it's distasteful that the fans were booing her, like we didn't see Alyssa Thomas going back and forth with the crowd. Like we didn't see that interaction happen. That's what you love about sports. That's what you want about sports. But I'm going to be honest. The WNBA, it's a lot of entitlement for some of the WNBA players. And they're also very emotional. They're the only league that I know that has like a very strong sense of entitlement. The only league that I know that really has a strong sense of entitlement and has a lot of emotional players playing within their league as well. Emotional, fragile players that are playing in the league as well. When we talk about certain issues about social media, when we talk about certain issues about players being upset that another player is being booed by a fan base. We talk about pettiness and jealousy and hatred towards their peers when it just comes for players trying to one up the league and not one up, big up the league and help the league grow to masses. It just seems like it's always a issue when we talk about the WNBA, and it don't have to be that way. And a lot of times what I always say and what Candace Parker was saying, it stems from us not focusing on the basketball court. But this was a basketball issue because fans are a part of the game. The Indiana Fever have a six-man. They have some of the best fans in the WNBA, so you really hear them, and their support for their home team is probably the best home crowd in the WNBA. Outside of the New York Liberty. But it just don't make sense. It's like we're really talking about fans booing another player. And I'm about to get into the nitty-gritty of it. Let's talk about it. DeWanna Bonner quit on the Indiana Fever. DeWanna Bonner played 14 games with the Indiana Fever and disappeared for damn near half of them. And people thought it was because she was dealing with something personal. People thought that she was going through her own situation. But it turned out she just didn't want to play with the Indiana Fever. So you expect Indiana Fever fans to welcome her back with this joyful return, welcome her back like she's a legend to the franchise, welcome her back like she then signed a max contract slot with the Indiana Fever. What we talking about? $200,000. She's on a max contract slot in free agency to sign with the Indiana Fever, and she quit on the Indiana Fever and her teammates. And you expect the fans to cheer and root her on? What are we saying? Of course they're going to be upset because how the relationship deteriorated in such a distasteful manner. That was distasteful, what DeWanna Bonner did to her teammates and to the Indiana Fever fan base and all that. So what are we talking about? So it's just like, what? Yes, DeWanna Bonner is a legend. Yes, she is one of the best players to ever play on the WNBA side. Yes, the situation did not work out with her in the Indiana Fever. But to have players come out and to have articles written and to have journalists and sports media personalities come out and talk about the Indiana Fever's fan base as if they did something wrong because they were booing her after she quit on the team, because that's what she did. She quit on the Indiana Fever because she wanted to go back and be with her fiance and be close by and back with the Phoenix Mercury. And then not only did she quit, she told other teams that you better not sign me because I want to go play with the Mercury. And luckily for the Indiana Fever sake, it did happen because Aari McDonald is here to stay. She dropped 27 points. I know that had to feel good if you're the Indiana Fever fans and if you're the Indiana Fever players. And I know that had to feel good because you left us, but we replaced you with a better player. And she's been a better player than DeWanna Bonner this year. And we got one player that signed a max contract that didn't give us anything, and we got a player that signed a hardship for $6,000 and then signed for the rest of the year with the Indiana Fever for $53,000. So one player was making $200,000, one player was making $60,000, and more impactful. And Aari she always has skill. It was just like finding the right situation, and she's in the right situation with the Indiana Fever. She's averaged 11 points, I think 3 assists, about 25 minutes per game. Also provides additional ball handling ability and a player that can dribble and create, and also is good defensively. So it seems like the Indiana Fever won out of all of the nonsense that have happened between DeWanna Bonner and the saga with her and the Indiana Fever, her wanting to leave. They won because they got McDonald. And if you even look at their stats, McDonald, 11 points, 3 assists, 25 minutes per game with the Indiana Fever. DeWanna Bonner was averaging 7 points and 3.8 rebounds with the Indiana Fever in her tenure. So they won. The Indiana Fever won. So they're happy. But you damn sure not just think they about to just clap for her and be happy and be excited like she's a legend to the Indiana Fever's franchise. She's done nothing for the Indiana Fever but leave them. So, of course, that it's going to be boos. Of course, people are going to feel some type of way. Of course, that the fan base is not going to cheer on. So we got to stop the cap. We got to stop all the softness. Like, if this was the NBA, they burned LeBron James' jersey when he left the Cleveland Cavaliers. When he returned to the Cleveland Cavaliers, you would have thought he was the villain in a superhero movie. Like he had did something so tremendously wrong, and all he did was go to a different franchise. When Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City Thunder, and when he came back, the vulgar, the vitriol, the yelling, the screaming, like it was crazy. So it's like, why is it when it's a WNBA player who is a legend, why is this so big of a deal that the fan base that she's returning to, that she played 14 games with, it's like, yo, we don't respect you. We upset, we yell, we're gonna boo you every time you have the ball in your hands. That's what happens in all sports. But for some reason, it can't happen in the WNBA. And this is what Candace Parker was talking about. It's too soft. It's too much crying. It's too much like you can't criticize them. You can't analyze. You can't do nothing. It's too much victimhood being going on, crying about Indiana Fever fans being distasteful for booing DeWanna Bonner. What we talking about, cuz? Like, and it makes it hard for people to want to watch the WNBA, especially for casual viewers to want to get into and support the league, because it just seems like everything is literally emotional. Like, it's sports. Of course, fans are going to boo. Of course, fans are going to be upset. Of course, they're going to have something to say to DeWanna Bonner. As long as they're not being racist or bigots or things of that nature, like, it doesn't matter that you are a legend in the WNBA. It doesn't matter that what you've done for your entire career. I don't care if you're the best player in the world. If you left the team and go play someone else, you're going to expect boos. The only situation I ever seen that a player got traded or left, and it wasn't really nothing but claps and nothing but joy and nothing but like signs and support, was when the Dallas Mavericks, when Luka played the Dallas Mavericks on the Lakers, because he was blindsided. It wasn't a situation like that. So what are we talking about here? We got to stop this. We got to stop this. We got to grow up. We got to grow up, man. We got to grow up. We got to grow up. We got to stop the crying. We got to stop the complaining, because we want the league to grow. We want the league to be in a better place, and it's going to a better place. But it just seems like the WNBA ain't ready to be a big time league with all the crying, with all the complaining, with the players constantly talking about this and that, social media, the fan bases. It's just it's like a sense of entitlement that really it doesn't need to be, because you haven't really done nothing to warrant some of the things that they constantly complain about. And I say that in the most respectful manner. Like, it's just too much. It's a sense of entitlement. This league got too much entitlement, because I've never, ever heard in my life opposing players talking about a fan base booing another player and how it's distasteful for them booing, and they booed her the entire time. Like, it's laughable. It's laughable. It's laughable. It's laughable. It really is. It's really laughable. I don't get it, chat. I don't really understand it, but it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Let me show you. Let's go to some clips. Like, when I say it's crazy, y'all, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. Like, what we complaining for? This is
15 second. Foul on Sophie Cunningham. That is the first 10 second. Coming in for Phoenix number 14, DeWanna Bonner. Foul on.
And our fans supporting, it's just boos. Why are we crying? What are we crying for? And your teammates got your back. You know you was gonna go into a hostile situation. You left them. Like, what we talking about? What we talking about? This was the original tape.
She handled it well. I mean, I don't understand. You know, like, she's a legend, and just all the things that she's done for the league.
Clear. Yes, she's a legend. I don't mean that she can't be booed. I don't give a damn. She's the best basketball player in the world. You left a organization. You should expect boos. It don't matter what you've done for the league, or you being a legend of the game. You left a team in a way that was kind of crazy, that nobody wants to kind of really point out. It was crazy how she left, just disappeared, just went ghost. People thought it was talking about it was personal issues. People thought it was issues going on with her family. And thank God it wasn't. But she just left like Casper. Left, then show up, then talk. And then we hear reports about she wants to be released from the Indiana Fever. She quit on her teammates. She quit on the Indiana Fever. She quit on the coaching staff. She quit on the fan base. And you think that they going to say, you know what, DeWanna Bonner, you a legend. Come on. Come on. We love you. We support you. You're a legend in this game. Hell no. And this is what Candace Parker talking about, like the delusion that you can't criticize, that you can't talk about players. You can't analyze the game and some of their weaknesses or leaks in their game. You can't positively praise certain players because if you do, then you're deemed a stan or you deem a casual or you deem to only like the game because the WNBA game because of this person. What the hell going on, man? We got to stop.
And just the disrespect, I can't get down with it. They booed her. She didn't say a word to the crowd. People talk some trash to her, but we got her back. But it's just very distasteful for what their fan base is doing as far as when it comes to DB, because it's just like she's just the sweetest soul, and the situation didn't work for her.
And I understand you got to have your teammates back, and I applaud Kalia. She's one of my favorite players in the WNBA, a true hooper, Kevin Durant disciple. But at the end of the day, that shit don't mean nothing. That shit don't mean nothing about her being the sweetest soul, about her being a great person. That don't mean nothing when you on the basketball court and go ask some of her old teammates how they really feel about the situation. They're not going to say it because it's PC culture and everything got to be PC when it comes to the WNBA, especially when we talk about, well, that's how everybody wants it to be. You can't, you got to watch what you say. I ain't watching nothing. I'm keeping a stack. I'm keeping a beam about everything because hoops is hoops. But I'm sure their players feel some type of way how she left.
No, that's just not what she wanted or whatever. But it's just, we don't need all of that. It's just unnecessary.
You don't need fans to boo. You're playing an away game.
Did you talk to her during the game, I guess, just try and pick her spirits up, or is that something you guys really discussed?
No, we weren't really worried. We was just like whatever. Like, I mean, some people say
pick her spirit. And this is what we talk about. We got people that are journalists that are afraid to ask the hard questions. Did you talk to her to pick her spirits up? I would have asked Kalia, well, what were the fans saying or doing that was so distasteful, given the fact that DeWanna Bonner did leave the Indiana Fever and wanted out herself? That's what I would have asked. We got to ask them a hard question sometimes. Sometimes it's just like we always talk about journalism and wanting journalism and journalists, back in sports media and to have more prominent roles instead of just having personality. But then we got people in the press conference afraid to ask the difficult questions, or afraid to ask questions that they're going to have the players give a legit answer back. It don't make sense. But yeah, this was.
But it just was like whatever. Like.
So yeah, so all the crying and stuff like that, I don't really get it. I don't really understand it. But at the end of the day, basketball is basketball. Hoops is hoops. It's your boy, Mike K. Smith. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Always remember, trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all you do. Faith without works is dead. Trust in the Lord with all you do. Lean not onto your own understanding. Always acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Appreciate y'all for hopping on in the chat and locking in with me on the stream, man. And once again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on AKIS NBA on all the social media platforms, talking to NBA and the WNBA. Trying to stream more consistently, y'all. I'm sorry, it's been hard, but I'm trying to lock in, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm gone. Peace.